Hello and welcome to this session. So, in this session, we'll talk about joins. Okay, so very important concept, and we'll give a small introduction on joins, and then we'll start. We'll have another videos where we are going to write queries using joins. Okay, so now before understanding joins, right? See, we have created multiple tables here, correct? So we have created the tables customers, orders, we have created payments and everything. Because when we created the table, we made these smaller tables because when you insert the data into this table, right? So in one large table, you are facing issues like the constraint issue, consistency issues, and also the duplication, right? The data is getting duplicated and everything. We discussed this in the beginning, correct? So that is the reason why we created the multiple tables. But till now, if you observe, right, so whatever queries we have written on the single table only, right? We have not used multiple tables, right? So in real world, right, you will have to use multiple tables. So what do I mean by that? See, you have the customer data information in a one table called as customer, correct? So uh, here you have the customer table, correct? So let's say this is your customer table, and all the details related to the customer is here, and you have orders table where you are talking about all the orders. Okay, and you also have payments, right? So details related to the payments, right? And let's say you also have seller information here. Okay, so see, now when Amazon leadership asks for a report, so they want to know, they want to have a report, they want to know the customers, details about their customers, what they placed, what orders they placed, what is the payment that they have made, the payment details, and who is the seller for it, correct? So you cannot get all this information with one table, correct? Because here in customer table, we only have customer related information, right? So only customer related information is here. So I can pick up the customer details from here. So all the customers, like, okay, I will say first name, last name, gender, date of birth, whatever details I need from the customer, I can pull it from here. But where do I get the order details? See, order details, I'll have to pull it from here, correct? And payment details, I have to pull it from here, and seller details, I have to pull it from here. So you see, you are pulling the data from multiple tables. So when you pull the data from the multiple tables, so we need to ensure that we maintain the consistency, correct? So for example, this particular orders will have customer order details for customer ID 1, 2, 3. Let's say three customers, right? So when I'm pulling the customer information one, right, I need to pull only customer, I need to basically pull this information only, customer ID 1 information only. I should not be pulling customer ID 2 or customer ID 3 for customer ID 1, correct? Similarly, from the payments, I should only pull this particular customer. So for that, what we do is we basically join the table. So we basically join this table and we basically put a condition, which we call as a join condition. All right. So we put a join condition here. So join condition basically says, okay, if I want to pull the data from this table and this table, I need to have a condition. I need to have a join condition based on a column. Like in this example, I would say customer ID is equal to customer ID. So customer ID from this customer table and customer ID from orders table has to be same. Only then you pull. So I will pull the customer ID one details here from the customer table, and this same customer ID one details I need to pull from the orders as well. So that way we are staying consistency. So we basically pull the required details, correct? So this is possible using join. So we basically join tables using what is called as a join condition. Okay, and there are different types of joins here. So we have something called as inner join, we have something called as left join, we have something called as right join, right? So there are different types of joins here. Okay, so we'll look at these examples. So first, let me first explain a little bit about the join conditions, joins here. So we'll start with the inner join. So let's say you have a table here, okay, S- and you have another table. So we can join multiple tables here. So let's say we call this table as employee. We call this table as department. So employee will have employee ID, name, department number. So here department will have department number and department name. Okay. Now see, I want to, if you can join these two tables based on department number, and now you can say like, okay, I want to pull the employee details and department. Okay. So what inner join? So inner join basically means that this join condition, right? Your data between these two, it will only pull if the join condition is equal. So what that means is, like, if I say department number, here department number, so only the department numbers which are available in both employee and department, only those records will get here. Okay, so if this particular department number 10 and is this is department number, let's say this particular department number is not available here, you will not find it. Okay, so in inner join basically says that the data has to be present in both tables. Okay, so if the data is present in both tables, only those records will match. That means all the department numbers which are present in both employee and department, only those records we will output. Okay, that is basically the inner condition or inner join. Next we have left join. So left join basically, see, when you place join here and you place table here, table 1, table 2. Okay, this is basically the syntax. So to the left, what table we place, that is called as a left table, and to the right of the join, whatever table we place, that is called as a right table. Okay, so in this case, see, this is a left table, this is a right table. All right, so what left join basically gives you is, left join basically says that, hey, you pull me all the data from the left table, all data from left table, and matching data from right table. Okay, this is what a left join is. So left join says, like, whatever data that you have. So if this left table, let's say if left table has 100 records. Okay, so you get me all those 100 records here, right? Plus, you give me the records from the right table, which actually matches with the left table. That means whatever the department number we have here, if those department numbers are here, then you pull me those table. Otherwise, don't pull me, right? So that is what left join means. Okay. Then we have a right join. Okay, so right join. So this is basically the left table. This is basically the right table. So right join basically says, pull all data from right table, plus pull me all the data from the left which are matching. So matching data from right table, sorry, from left table. Okay, so a left join will basically pull all the data from left table plus matching data from right table, but right join will basically pull all the data from right table plus matching data from the left table. Okay, so that is your right join. So the other is your right join. Okay, don't worry, we will see examples in our next session, so that will be lot clear. Okay, now see, we looked at left join, inner join, right join, right? So in each of these cases, right, whether it's left or right or inner join, so we are basically looking for a condition. We're saying that, hey, if both that, if the data matches between both tables or inner join, if the data matches, it pull all the data from left table and matching data from the right table. Here is says pull all the data from the right table and whatever the matching data is from the left table. Now there is full join. Full join basically says just pull the data from both left and right table. So full join typically basically is left join plus right join. Left plus right join is basically your full join. So it basically pulls data from both left join and right join. Okay. Then we have something called as self join. See, self join basically is like, see, we have two tables, correct? Now, this is table 1, this is table 2, correct? So, in all our inner joins, left joins, and outer joins, we are basically using two different tables. But if you want to join the same table with itself. Like I want to join the same table itself, then that is called as a self join. Self join basically joins the same table with itself. Okay, so that is what self join is. Okay, then we have Cartesian join, or we also call it as cross joins. So cross joins basically says, so let's say I have a table here. So let me just take two tables here. So let's say I have a table here, table one. I have one, two, three, A, B. See, this is the data. Then I have table two, which is like one and 2,500, something like this. So cross gen basically means like for every, so let me also put another one to 3,000. So cross on basically means like for every row, just pick up all the combinations from here. So for example, for this, right? So I would say 1A, and I would also have to pick this one 2,500. So this is one combination. Then 1A, this record 3,000. So this is another combination. So like this, I have to do for this record, this record, this record. So basically, like, table one into table 2. So here I have three records into here I have two records. So basically I will have six records. So for all the combinations for each record, all the combinations that you have to pull it. It's like for this record you have two combination, for this record you have two combination, for this record. So you're basically pulling all the possible combinations. So that is what is called as the cross join. All right. So these are basically the basic details about join. So in from our next sessions, we'll look at each of these with some examples. So it will be much clear to you guys. All right. So that is all I have, and I'll see you guys in my next class.